So what is a Ronin Summit, and why should I go? This video is for anyone who's asking themselves that question, which I asked myself that question when I first heard about it. Now, the reason why I first went to a Ronin Summit was because, one, I wanted to know, who is this guy? Like, who the heck is this guy? Is he the real deal? Is he for real? Is he really like who he says he is? Or is he really the guy who delivered all these stories that he talks about in his videos? And I wanted to meet guys, like-minded guys, who were thinking like I was, who had experience, who had gone through these things. I wanted to meet other guys with a similar mindset. I was basically surrounded with, family members, friends, coworkers who all kind of had the exact same level of thinking, all had the same kind of blueprint, some people would call it the blue pill, but just like that, pre-programmed way of looking at life and things. And I was branching out of that, and I always wanted to know what's really going on, and I wanted to find the truth. And so I stumbled upon the Ronin Man channel. I was just like, whoa, this guy is he's talking about some real shit. And it's deeper, and it goes way more into things, and it's not clouded by anger or these different emotions. It's just this is what's going on. You got to see it for what it is. And so after listening to, several dozen of those videos, I was like, all right, okay, this is all great, but is this guy the real deal? What's going on here? And what kind of person, lives, in Asia for 30 years? Who, because that's the kind of guy I would love to be. So who is this guy? And are other people like this too? And I wanted to get myself in that group of people. I wanted to get out of the typical situation I was in and around all the average Joes I was around. And I wanted to meet extraordinary people who thought extraordinarily and who lived a different way of life. Because I wanted to find one like that for myself. And so my first Ronin Man Summit I went to was in La Jolla, California. And it was right in the smack of the virus. It was March 2020. I was in Ireland and Scotland, went there for my birthday, and then everything's getting closed down. And I'm just like, dude, is this thing gonna get canceled? And Ronin's like, no, baby, it's still on. We're gonna figure this out. And so we were kind of the guys who came to that were kind of hey, we don't know what's going on. The world may be ending. Maybe everyone's gonna turn to zombies, but fuck it, we all meet up. We're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna fucking do this thing. And so I decided, all right, I'm still in, so I'm gonna go to this. I want to do this. I want to meet this guy. So we go. I show up. They pick me up at the airport. And we get to this guy's house who basically, offered his place up to be where the summit was at. And I forget the exact number, but there was something 12 guys or something like there. It was a good group, 10, 12 guys. And so we get there, and I'm just talking with these different guys, and it's just amazing. It's just this group of very diverse individuals, all coming together to learn and share stories and to basically do this journey together, to deepen our knowledge and our understanding, to learn and to share it with each other. And our first day we went to this hike. Hey, we're gonna hike out to the beach, right? But to get there, you had to go down these crazy dirt rock steps and use ropes and stuff. And we passed a bunch of cute girls trying to get down there, and everyone's fighting their way down to get down and help each other out. And then we get down there and we do the opening ceremony, the opening meeting, which is basically where everyone introduces themselves and talks about where they're at. And that kind of sets the tone for the summit, because essentially what we do as far as hiking and eating and exploring and adventures, that's just what we do, whatever's there. Whatever is in that location where the summit's at, that's going to determine kind of what we do. And there's going to be a lot of walking, there's going to be a lot of exploring, there's going to be a lot of exercising in that sense. You're going to be moving, you're going to be getting out of your typical routine. But as far as what we talk about or what comes out of it is often going to be based on the guys who are there and what they're going through. Because it's you can talk about anything, but what do you actually need? What do you actually want to know? What are you actually going through in your life or struggling with? And so that opening meeting where we kind of figure out where everyone's at, introduce ourselves to each other, and get an idea for the cast of characters that's basically there, and that starts it off. And then from there, Ronin will go in deeper into the individual things that people want to work on. And so, and of course, you know, you're the first time, like, it's kind of a surreal experience because you are getting outside of your typical routine, outside of maybe you're a loner, maybe you spend most of your time, you know, after you work at home by yourself or whatever, or very few small people. And then here you're just thrown into this group, this deadly dozen of people you've never met before, who all have different ideas and different thoughts and different lifestyles and backgrounds. And it's really interesting. And it pulls you out of your comfort zone and out of your kind of basic pattern that you're always doing yourself, and immediately puts you in this new world. And it's just an amazing adventure. And so that was the first one. We had a great summit, and nobody got sick. Obviously, we had a great time, and then we all went from there into back to our world, you know, our regular life. And we all know how that next couple of years went. So then the next one I went to was a Los Angeles Summit, and in California in 2022 in summer. And the reason, so after that first summit, my whole world, my brain was just like, and I had taken all these ideas and thoughts and realizations. I thought I was doing pretty good in some areas, but I realized there was so much more growth and learning to do. And so I thought basically I got to get my shit together and I got to start working on these things. And then I basically kind of just disappeared. I stopped listening to Ronin Man for those years, and I just started focusing on trying to get my life together where I wanted to be, because I got inspired. I realized areas that I was really needing to work on. I realized different insecurities or different patterns and paths I was doing, and and I wanted to implement the things I learned. So when I came back a couple years later, I had grown more, I had leveled up more, I matured more, I got my life to a better place, and at that point I had started traveling the world again. So I got inspired by that first summit, and then I came back to the next one a 2 years later to kind of check in again. I'm all right, now I've grown, I've leveled up, now I want to meet the next batch of guys. And it really was. It was some of them were people I met before, and there was new people as well. And one of the key things for the summit, remember, was to meet amazing like-minded guys. And at these summits that I've been going to, I've made lifelong friends. I've met some of the coolest, most intelligent, most incredible guys, and people in different backgrounds. One guy's a tech genius. Another guy, is someone who's just lived in a monastery for 12 years or something, 8 years. People who are just very different backgrounds, and different lifestyles and different methodologies, but they all come together and we share our stories and we learn from each other. So the second one, we stayed in, I forget where exactly the name of it was. Basically, we were about an hour's walk to Venice Beach, and we did that hour's walk every day. And I gotta tell you, that to some people that might be oh my God, walking an hour? Whoa. Dude, it's the best fucking thing ever. Here you have a group of guys, a huge group of guys, another just 10, 12 people. And we're all walking to Venice Beach to go check out the beach every day. And we're basically doing the Ronin Man way. You don't realize it, but you're doing it. We're getting up, we're walking out, we get some healthy food. So we get some breakfast, or you get some tacos or something. You're basically getting healthy, inexpensive food all along the way. We're walking, and while we're doing that, everybody is talking with each other. They're sharing stories. They're going through things, and you'll have this huge group. But what naturally happens is you'll start to pair into 2s or 3s or 4s, and while we're all walking, right, this huge group starts pairing into little ones. And that's where people are connecting and getting to know each other and talk about something specific. So maybe one group is really wanting to know about, dude, how do you travel the world so much? Or another group's hey man, how did you become a digital nomad? Or how did you turn your business into that? And or man, I've really been getting into pickup or whatever it is, right? And everyone will start to naturally pair off, and then you'll switch. It's like a dance. You switch partners, kind of not literally, but you'll find all right, cool. That was interesting. I want to go see what this guy's talking about. And or you'll push up to the front, because in the front, Ronin's always up there, kind of leading the charge. mainly because he's a really fast walker. But I was like, we're going this way, you know? And so you can just kind of like, you'll naturally kind of find a group that you connect with in that moment, but it switches throughout the time. You get to know everybody. And in that, you also get to share your stories, and you get to learn from each other. And so we'll do the morning meetings, we'll walk to the beach, and we'll go to Venice Beach, and we'll have this amazing time. We'll go on these incredible hikes, and we'll get these killer photos, and everybody's just having the best time. And that was an amazing summit, and every day was just incredible. And the final night there, I mean, we had some of the most powerful meetings there. One of the meetings, we had this brilliant guy there, and he is that like super genius that it became one of my best friends as well. So I met him at this event, and now years later, him and I we go see each other all the time. We hang out. We've explored Japan and Thailand together. Like, turned out to be one of my best friends. A really great guy. And he did we did a video called Ask Sean, and Sean, he's just like, we're talking about like black holes and various things, and you're just learning cool shit from this guy who is just, his brain is wired to know these things, and he's an incredible human being, and someone I really admire and respect. And I met him at that summit, and years later now he's become one of my lifelong friends, basically, someone that I just really value and appreciate and connect with. And him and I can like talk about whatever, and we can explore the world together. It's like a fucking bond and a deep friendship, and that I got that out of that summit. So that was one of the core things that I wanted and to get, and you get it every time. And there's always new people to meet and new connections to be made. And so after that summit, the next one was the Bangkok Summit of 2023. And man, that was the first summit I got to. The first two were in California. That was the first one I went to outside the country. At that point, I had in 2022, I was traveling Mexico, so I was kind of living half in Mexico, half in America. I was starting to live the lifestyle I wanted. And then after that, I realized I want to go to Asia. Ronin says, hey, we're doing a Bangkok Summit in Thailand. And I'm like, hell yeah, I got to go to that. So, and I'm thinking it's going to be just like the California summits, which are great. But it's similar, but it's so much more, because now we're in this new country. We're in this new city. We're in this killer city like Bangkok in Thailand. And everything that we do and the experiences you have is just a stretch, because you think like, oh, it's like, yeah, you're just traveling, or it's a vacation, or oh, I'm just gonna, we're gonna do the same thing. But you're now in a completely different world. The language is totally different. The customs are totally different. The food is different. The girls are different. The type of experiences you can have are different. The hikes, the walks, everything is just, you're in this totally new place. Yet Ronin's there doing the same type of thing you do. And it's not just about walking or talking or meeting cute girls or whatever. It's like wherever you go, there you are, and you're doing the best thing there is to do there. So it's like, what's important? All right, well, I want to eat healthy. All right, so we're going to go find where that food's at. We're going to meet up there. All right, what next? Let's go for a walk. All right, cool. Let's go check out this cool canal. Or let's go over there and explore this place. Or you got to ride this boat. And so every day at that summit, we do the meetups in the morning. We would meet up at one person's hotel room. So everybody kind of gets together. And then we would basically go exploring. And dude, it was so wild, because I had no idea how life-changing it would be to just get into an entirely new country and in a place like Asia that I'd never been to before, and to see that and experience that, but from the lens of somebody who had already lived there. Ronin's lived there for 5 to 8 years, something like that, at least 5 years. So in that city, and so he knew it, and he lived in Asia for so long, that to go there for the first time and immediately do it right. So not as a tourist, not as somebody who gets scammed or put in bad situations, but immediately like, all right, you want to stay in this area. This is going to be the best area. You're going to be close to everything. And you want to avoid those taxis. Those are scams. So you want to come to this place. This is the place where we all go, because it's got the best food, best price, and it's really healthy. And then from here, you can meet everybody. And like doing it right from the start made me immediately I don't want to say a Bangkok expert, but I immediately jumped into experiencing it in the best way. It's like going to Vegas and blowing a bunch of money and losing, you know, like most people spend a lot. And then you go back again with someone else who's like, oh, let me show you how to do Vegas cheap. And it's like you don't spend any money, and you find there's these killer hikes, and you're not drunk and passed out all the time. And you realize there's a totally different way to live life, or a different way to travel or to experience things. And that's what the Ronin Summits are like. You find this completely different way of looking at everything and to experience it, and you have a damn good time too. I mean, I had an amazing time at the Bangkok Summit. And I can go deeper into some of these stories, but it's like you get the idea. There's like this momentum there. And so then after that, the next one was the Japan Summit last year, and that was the best fucking thing ever. There was like 30 guys. I'd really wanted to go to Japan for a while, and so I was really excited to get to go to Japan and do this summit. And I had no idea. You know, you think like, oh yeah, I've seen like a Japanese movie, or maybe I watched an episode of anime or something, you know, like I have, yeah, like, you know, it's Japan, you know, but you have no idea how different you'll feel in this other country. And so, and the type of experiences you can have, and the different thoughts and realizations about yourself and about life and about people. And so one of the amazing things is, like when I go to these summits, and when I start going, I thought I was this one type of guy. I thought that's who I am. That's the way I am. Like I was not into like, you know, pickup or just meeting beautiful girls all the time. I know that sounds stupid to say that out loud, but I wasn't really interested. I didn't think I was that guy or could be that guy. I thought I was a certain type of person. Basically, I was like extremely like, I am this one way, and this is the way I am. This is who I am, right? And then when I started going to summits, I started pulling out of me and realizing that there was a lot more to me than I knew, than I had known about or could even realize. So I started to bring out different parts of me through these summits, and they did. Being in these new locations, being around these different guys, being around people who were maybe you know, millionaires, or who were living entirely in another country and had found a way to do it for themselves. It started bringing out more out of me. You know, a lot of guys at that Bangkok Summit talked about how their dream, what they wanted to do, what they wanted to work towards, was basically 6 and 6, to be half 6 months in their country and 6 months traveling the world, you know, whether it be in Asia or Thailand or Japan or wherever, to just be free. And I thought, wow, that's a great goal. That would be amazing to do. And so we go to Japan, and we go to Tokyo, and it's hot as hell, and it's fucking amazing. I mean, every street feels like the way that the streets are designed, the way that the food is, the way that people talk, the language, everything. You're just in a completely new world, and this sense for adventure, which is what brought me into this space, that made me want to travel the world and to meet these guys in the first place. Like, you're just thrown into that. And Ronin's right there, and he's like, all right, come on, we're gonna go here. Oh, I gotta show you this place. All right, you know, here's a great place to eat. Check out this. You think like, oh, okay, I travel. I'm gonna go to a cafe or a restaurant or cook at home, whatever. And Ronin's like, oh, we're gonna go to this store. It's called the 100 Yen store, and they got fresh, you know, healthy food there every day. And then we're gonna go get our breakfast there, and we're gonna, you know, be a bunch of hooligans and sit outside the 100 Yen store, or find a cool place in a park nearby, and we're gonna eat there. And it's like the best food, and it's not full with all the chemicals and shit that America or different countries, you know, put their food. And you do it, and you realize this is fucking amazing. You think like, oh, I'm not gonna like that, or I can't do that, or that doesn't sound good. And then you try it. It's like, no, just try it on. Just one of Ronin's videos is about like, we think very much like we're this. I wear this outfit, I'm this guy, I'm this character, this is the way I am, I'm this when it comes to relationships, I'm this when it comes to work, I'm this when it comes to food, I'm this, I do this exercise, and we're very much in a box. And it's very much like, hey, try this jacket on, see how it fits, see how you like it. Yeah, just try it out. Try this food, try this thing. What if you try this thing that doesn't have all the sugar in it? or try this exercise that's a little bit different, or try this method, try this way. And so you start getting outside of your comfort zone, outside of your routine. You start trying out new things. You start talking to people, different guys, about new things that you hadn't considered before, different ways of looking at life, different philosophies, and you start trying new things on. And maybe you see one guy, and he's like really good at something, and you're like, you know, that's cool for him. That guy's good at taking pictures, or that guy's good at, you know, talking to cute girls, but nah, that's not me. You know, I couldn't do that. And but then there's Ronin, be like, hey man, just try it out, see if you can do it. And you try it on, and then you find out, holy shit, this fits me really good. Wow, like I didn't know I could be that guy. I didn't know that would fit on me. I didn't know I could pull that off, or rock that look, or that hairstyle, or that look. You know, even that things like that, like the way you present yourself, the way you talk, your energy, the way your confidence, the way you dress. Like, we get stuck in these things. When you go to these Ronin Summits, and it's basically like, no, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Try this on. See how you like this. Try this brand. Try this thing. And you start to realize, like, wow, that's really good. I really like that. Or that felt amazing. Or wow, I look great in that. Or wow, dude, like, I walked literally 8 hours all day today around Tokyo, and it's the best fucking day of my life. Like, and I've met, you know, 12 beautiful women, and I didn't know I could do that. And it brings out, these summits bring out something more from you. It shows you parts of yourself, aspects, abilities, characteristics that you didn't know you had. And oftentimes maybe you didn't have them, but you try it on, and you find out that you can do that, and that there's a different way to live. And there's a different way to be, and there's a fucking amazing life out there for you. You know, a lot of people, they look around, and I was one of these, you know, they look around their country, around their life, and maybe the family, the friends, the jobs, and they're just like, man, like, I guess this is all there is to it, you know, I guess this is it. Most people are, it's not that they're happy with that average life, but that's just, you know, they've kind of resigned themselves to it. But I wanted more. And if you're watching this video, chances are you're wanting more too. That you're interested in seeing if there's more to life, if there's a better way to live life. If you could be a better, you know, have a more kick-ass life, basically. Maybe there's more to you than you thought possible. And so, when you come to a Ronin Summit and you try on a new way, and you meet guys who are living these different lifestyles, and so guys like me now who have grown and evolved into something totally better and totally different, and are living the dream life. Remember when I told you that a lot of the guys at the Bangkok Summit, they said, man, like 6 and 6, like half and half, that would be like the best life. And a lot of people thought, like, wow, that sounds amazing. Only work half the year and make enough money that you could then go travel the world the other half, like that would be amazing. Well, last year, after the summits and after all these adventures with Ronin and the guys, I did the math, and I found out and I realized that I basically had only worked 155 days out of the year. I worked half the year, a little under actually, and the other half I was fucking traveling the world. I went to Thailand, and I went to Japan for the summits, and I went to Vietnam, and I went to the Philippines, and I went to Peru, and I went to Colombia, and I lived this amazing fucking life, and I leveled myself up, and I grew and I stretched, and I tried on new things, and I became more, and I realized, like, holy shit, I'm living the life that I thought sounded amazing, that I wanted to live, that a lot of guys want to live, and I've become that guy. And that started with me going to this summit, and that put me on that path, that first one. And when I came back to the next one, that sent me to the next level. And oftentimes it's like maybe you don't even know what you want yet. You don't know who you want to be or what kind of life you want to have. You just want to know, is there something more? There's something better. Maybe there's something else to life than just going to work and doing the things that we normally do. And so you come to a Ronin Summit and you try something new on, and you find out that, fuck yeah, there's a lot more to life. And you can have an amazing fucking life. And that's with the way the world is now, with the way it is now. Whatever you've lost or gained or you think that you lack, you can have an amazing fucking life. and having the best time, the best experiences, try the best food, the best trips, be with the best girls. Like, you can have that life. And what really helps you see that is to come to these Ronin Summits and to meet people who have found that for themselves. And it's not the same way. That's the thing. It's like, it's not every guy's doing the same thing and looks the same and dresses the same. No, we're all completely different. And we're all finding the way that works for us. And Ronin is just the guy who kind of, one of those guys who kind of led the charge in that, who found it for himself. And now he's here sharing it with you. And so when you go and you meet him and you meet the guys who go to these summits, whether it be a first timer or whether it's their, you know, 5th or 6th summit, or they've been going a couple of years, you're gonna meet people who have completely different worldviews and also share some of your same values and views as well. And they found a way to maybe work it for themselves, or they're in the process of figuring it out for themselves. And seeing how everybody does it in their own way, in their own life, that works best for them, that meets what they want to do. That's their best idea, that's their best life, that's their path. Seeing it, how other guys find that for themselves and made it work, is really what helps you find it for yourself. And being surrounded by that group of guys and going on these amazing fucking adventures and getting yourself out of the old way of doing things, or just out of the pattern that you're in. Because you can always do that. You can always live your regular life, go to your job, do your thing. And maybe you've already been traveling the world. Maybe you've already been in other countries. Maybe you've already been where the summit's at. I've seen guys like that, like, well, I've already been there 3 times. I know everything is now. And it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, okay. But did you try it like this? Did you go to this place? Did you look at it from this angle? Did you walk here? Or did you take the taxi? You know, did you ride the train? Did you find this spot that has this really cool food with this amazing view of the sunset? No? Okay, so there was more to it than you thought, or there was a new perspective. There was a new way. Or maybe you go and you think like, I fucking made it. And now you have something that you can share with others. You have something you can give back to people. And that's an amazing feeling. That's something that all men really need. That desire to mentor and to share and to teach. And I'll tell you, I thought that I got that after a couple of years. In a lot of ways, I had more to offer, more to give. Even right now, I can make this video and I can share my stories and my realizations. But I'll tell you, you think, all right, I made it. I fucking did it. I'm the next Ronin. I'll take the throne. I'll take it from here. Thanks, Ronin. I got it. I got it. Now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show everybody something. And then you find out, oh, fuck, I actually have a whole lot more to learn. I have a next level. There's a next layer to the game. There's like a secret room that I didn't even know. There's a next level to go to. And you then realize, okay, and the next level with the type of people you can meet, the type of interactions you can have, the type of relationships you can have, the type of life you can have. There's the next level, and the next one, and the next one. And there's always more to learn, and there's always more to grow, and there's always more to stretch and expand, a new perspective, a new way, a new technique, a little trick. It's like, yeah, even just a little move, a little trick that you can use in certain situations that then allows you to have more, or get to a better experience, or have a different outcome. It's like in a game where it's like, you only have these like 4 language options. Like someone asks you a question and you're like, you got to choose one of these 4 things, and that's going to kind of determine which path. But if you develop a certain trait, whether it be like whatever ability, or your speech, your trait, you get a new option, maybe a 5th or a 6th option. That opens up a completely different opportunity, or allows you to get the gun, or whatever it is, right? And so when you go to these Ronin Summits, especially when you go to them, like go to more and more, you often will find that there is another level. There's a new trick. There's a new thing. There's one more little piece. It's when you're making a sculpture, you're first gonna be chiseling off giant chunks. But after the sculpture, after the marble statue starts to get its basic shape and gets more and more defined, you're gonna be making littler and smaller and more detailed changes and tweaks. And for me now at the Ronin Summits, I'm tweaking it a little bit more. I'm finding that perfection within myself. I'm adding the next piece, or I'm chiseling away that little rough edge that needs to be smoothed out. And so that's why I love going to Ronin Summits. That's why I'm going to the next one. That's why I think you should go as well. And for everybody, they're going to find that answer for themselves. And going to a Ronin Summit is just part of you finding that for yourself. It's showing you those different things that you're looking for. And often that you don't even realize that you needed to know, or that you were missing out on. You might think like, I'm totally good in this area, but you got to focus on that. And you find out that actually in that area you thought you were really good at, there was like some major things holding you back, or you had a certain stumbling block. I was someone who tended to self-sabotage or put things off and basically procrastinate, and to the point of like really fucking up my life. And at the Bangkok Summit, that was something that I talked about and shared with everyone. And Ronin really helped me pull that out and understand what that was and trace it back. And he told me, like in that meeting, you can find that video, that when you trace that back, when was the first time, and you start to realize where it came from. Now you don't immediately change. You don't immediately have a solution to that, but now you can see what it is and why you do it, and that bringing that awareness and understanding to it is the first step. It's that first thing, and that starts to help you change and go to the next one. Hold on, let me get this call. Hello, it's Fox. So, I'm Fox. This is why you should go to Summit. This is what a Summit's all about. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'll see you at the next one.